Well, at the moment, we're required to do our part in flattening the curve, so this includes practicing social distancing. Many of us are required to self-isolate, and unfortunately that means that some of us have to stay away from family members and loved ones, and it's certainly a really challenging time. Well, to discuss some of the best coping strategies, Dr Grant Blashki, Beyond Blue's lead clinical advisor, joins me live from Skype. Dr Grant Blashki, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, good morning.
A lot of us are understandably feeling stressed and anxious right now. What's the one thing we can all be doing to help ourselves?
Well, remember, this is a very tough time for everyone, but it's important to stay calm, be very proactive in looking after your mental health, because this is a bit of a marathon, not a sprint, and draw on things that have helped you during your life when you've had to manage hard times. Certainly at Beyond Blue, we've had a huge surge in the number of phone calls we're getting, and there's a lot of advice on the Beyond Blue website about how to look after your mental health during this coronavirus outbreak.
Well, that's right. Beyond Blue's developed online resources on coping with COVID-19. Can you tell us about some of the forums that are on there and what are the key coping strategies?
Yes, so Beyond Blue has a forum, and there's one discussion thread about coping with corona and coping also with the mental health worry during this time. And we're getting more than 2,000 people a day. It's a safe space that people can share their stories and get advice. But as well as that, I think at the moment, to help people, we've had a lot of people ringing our phone line as well, the Beyond Blue phone line. And the other thing I'd say, very important, to keep connected with your family and friends using all the great technology that we have.
Well, that's such good advice, because many of us are self-isolating. Some have to stay away from their loved ones, and so it can be a really lonely time. We're often told to avoid social media. Would you say that this is a good time to be using it?
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a mixed blessing because we've got these wonderful technologies and they allow us, to talk to each other. And I must say, I think at the moment, rather than just texting, the value of actually hearing a voice, getting on the phone, getting on video chats. My good friends and I meet on one of these big chat groups once a week and have a beer together. So we're going to have to be a bit creative about that. But at the same time, our minds cannot cope with this 24-hour sort of news and stress. It's like pushing that stress button over and over again. So be proactive about it. Say, I'm going to look at the news and the social media for half an hour in the morning and then I'm going to switch it off, because it's not healthy and none of us can go on without actually having a good break. And this is a marathon. We want people to look after their mental well-being.
Now, I know Beyond Blue recommends practicing mindfulness. Can you take us through how that can help us?
Look, a lot of people I've spoken to, my patients and, family and friends, we've all got this sort of racing mind where you just can't stop thinking about it. You wake up in the morning and off you go again. So one of the benefits of an approach like mindfulness is it does teach you just to slow your thinking down, so it can be a little bit of a haven, can help you if you're having trouble with sleep as well. There's some really good free apps you can get on your phone, like I like the one Smiling Mind, but there's another Headspace one where you put your headphones on and have those 10 or 20 minutes in the morning where you just slow your mind down, calm yourself down. And it's not only about yourself, remember, for your family, those who are responsible, we want you to be able to keep you cool, difficult times ahead, and any strategies you can use like mindfulness can be really helpful.
Absolutely. I think it always helps having an app or something to listen to help getting into a better headspace. Now, finally, how can we help each other in this challenging time?
So a couple of things. First of all, we've got to be super kind and respectful to those essential workers, the doctors, teachers, the people at the shops. They're just as terrified as everyone else, and they're putting themselves on the line to help us. So honour them, send them a shout out, a thank you. They're doing a great job. I think also it's a time for a bit of kindness. A lot of people going through economic crises and, very stressed. if you know people who are isolated, drop them a message, or a local neighbour, just check in on them. So I think that's a time where we can really pull together, and I think Australians are a very generous lot. We're a very resilient lot, and we've really got to band together for these next few months.
Dr Grant Blashki, thank you so much for your time. Such great advice.
Have a good day.